Hello explorers, it's that time again. It's Advent of Code, finally! And as normal, you can join the channel as a Christmas explorer and see all the uncut content before I publish any video. Day 1, Tree Bucket. Something is wrong with the global snow production and you've been selected to take a look. The elves have even given you a map on it. They have used stars to map the top of 50 locations that are likely to be having problems. You're going this long enough to know that to restore snow operations you need to check all 50 stars by December 25th. Collect stars by solving puzzles. 2 puzzles will make you available each day in the Advent calendar. The second puzzle is unlocked when you complete the first. Each puzzle grants you 1 star. You try to ask why they can't just use the weather machine. Not powerful enough, and they're even sending you the sky and why your map mostly looks blank. You should ask a lot of questions and hang on. Did you just say the sky? Of course. Where do you think the snow comes from? When do you realize? Then you realize that the elves are already loading you into the tree bucket. Please hold still. We need to strap you in. As you were making the final adjustment, they discovered that their calibration document, your puzzle inputs, was amended by a very young elf who was apparently just excited to show off her art skills. Consequently, the elves are having trouble reading the values on the document. The newly improved calibration document consists of lines of text. Each line originally contained a specific calibration value that the elves now need to recover. On each line, the calibration value can be found by combining the first digit and the last digit in that order to form a single-digit two-digit number. In this example, the calibration values of the 4 lines are 12, 38, 15, and 77. Adding these together produces 142. So here we see that we only have 1 7. Here we have 2 and 5, 1 and 5. Yeah, so there could be multiple numbers, and there could be just one number on a line. So there is a little bit of a challenge here, and we can get our puzzle input. Now I should have my puzzle input here in day 1, and we have the first string here. Text. So put those lines in. And then we say down here, text, split on line, like that. And another parenthesis. So if we run this now, we should get all the lines. So there we go. Now we can close this down. And here, we now need to do another for loop with the characters in this line. And we can split on anything in order to get the characters. And actually, the first line here, you see that you have this streaming thing that I can create into a list. So probably you could just stream it in another way later on as well if you want to. But let's start like this. So now I should get all the characters in a long line here. So first off here, we need to set int of first to -1, int last to -1. And if number, if character is digit, like that. Sure, at the first. Get the first characters. And if it's digit, Then we print it out. So let's do that. So now we got all the digits. So now we can take first to be equal to integer 2 parse int this character. So now we should have like that. If first equals to -1, then we add this to first, and we always add to last, like that. And then we could do first plus last, like that. Then we should get why did I get so many? Oh, here we need to put it. So there we go. Let's make this into a string, of course. So this should be it. 12, 38, 15, and 77. Adding those together produces 42. 142, yes. So now we need to create first times 10. And then we can go back here and just add them together, and we should get the same values here. Like that. And then we can do an accumulator here. Val equal to 0. Val equals to first plus last. That. This should give us 142. Yes. And if we go back here and remove the first thing here, we should get another number. 53,334. So let's see if that is the right answer. Yes! You get a gold star! I get a gold star! Everybody gets a gold star! We solved the first one. This video series is sponsored, so for all your hosting needs, go to DigitalOcean. If you want to learn something new this Christmas, then you can go to Coursera, take any of those 7,000 courses over there, or follow along with the simple Java course that I provided as well. And if you want to give your kids something really great for Christmas this year, you can give them a one-on-one course with a Code Combat trainer in order to learn coding. All the links can be found in the video description. Nice! So let's go on to part 2 then. Your calculation isn't quite right. It looks like some of the digits are actually spelled out with letters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 also count as valid digits. Equipped with this new information, you need to find the real first last digit on each line. For example, 219, 823, and so on. Okay, in this example we have 29, 83, 13, 24. Okay, what is the calibration values? No, it's not really. So let's see here. We have these that could occur in the text, right? So we have a list of things that could occur. And what we can now figure out here is what things could be in the same value. So for instance, we have 3, we have 2, those are exclusive, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't think that any of these could actually be contained in any other, right? So what we can do is actually just do a substitution. So let's create a list, a map of string numbers, new hash map. So let's do numbers, put 1, and then do 1. So let's see here. If we do like this, put this back here. And before we do anything, we go for this. We can take a map entry of string entry numbers as entry set. So we can loop over those, and if we do line replace entry get key with entry get value. So if we do like that, the first one should be 198. So if we go look here, it's not. It produces a much larger value. So let's go back here again and see what the lines become. Line and line. So if we do like that, we should see the changes here. Yeah, we didn't store the result of the change, so let's do that. 219 823 index -1 while index equals to -1. Now let's do 10,000. We shouldn't have that long strings. So as long as it's 10,000. So here we can do now line index of and then entry key. If that is smaller than index, then we put in index to that there, and we say string shortest or first. First equals to entry get key, and then down here we can do line replace with first, and then numbers get first. So if we do like that, we should replace the first one there. 8. We should have found 8. We did not. let's see, line, see what this get index here is. Is it -1? Yes, of course. Int pos. Why don't I get that? Int pos position. If position is not equal to -1 and smaller than index. Okay. Like that, perhaps. Two 9 8 2 3. So 281 is the result there. That's correct. So now we just need to remove a bunch of output statements here. For the lines. Like that. And let's see if this is the correct solution overall. Got a bit hairy here, but let's try it out. Then the result should be 52,829. Let's put that in. No, it's too low. Replace first. Does that give us something else? 34. So let's try that. Yes! You get a gold star. I get a gold star. Everybody gets a gold star. So we can't remove all of them, of course, because then we will remove stuff that could be containing other things. So let's go through what we actually did here. This code got very complicated after a while here. But what we want to do here is substitution. So we want to substitute the first 2 here with a 2. We want to first substitute this first 8, not the 2 here. And we have our substitution list here with all the changes that we want to do. And so that makes sense. And we just loop through every lines, and in this case print them out. Then I put an index here, which is just large. Maybe a bit strange, but just a large number. We could have chosen the top int if we want. And then I check if we are using that value at the moment. And then I want to see what is the first number that I find. I go through my list of all entries of numbers, and I check which is the position of this current entry, the first position. And when I found that, I will see that I just found a position, and that position is smaller than this huge number that I put in first. Then I will set that as my first found index. It might not be the first number in the series, but it's the first that I found in this list at least. And I put that into first. And then I go through all the numbers and see which is the smallest index. So I know that this is the actual first number that I find. Then I set the index to -1, so I can actually end this while loop here. And if I have found the number in the list, so if it contains this number, then I will replace the first instance in the string of that list and set the index to 10,000 again, so we can go one more loop in this while loop. And then down here we have print line, of course. I see what changes I did up here, so I can actually do some debugging. And then we try to find the first and last number in the series. So we go through the line, each character, check if this is a digit. If we haven't seen any characters yet, we put that into first. And every other sequence and the current that we have now as well, we put into last. So we always have a first and a last. We want to create a number that is with a 10 decimal. So we actually do with the first number needs to be multiplied by 10. And then we add them together to get a value, and we print that value out. So the first day is usually not that complicated. It wasn't that complicated today either, but I had to think a bit, which is always fun. So the first part was very simple. The second part was a little bit more complicated, but still, if you have some knowledge in your language, you should be able to figure this one out. Maybe with some tighter, better code than mine. Mine just grow out from that I had to figure this one out. So I hope that you found this interesting. I hope that you learned something today. If you like this video, give it a like, share it with your friends and colleagues. If you have any comments or suggestions or want to show your solution, put them in the comment section down below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do that. And I really hope to see you in the next video.